Hi, this is Trinesha Cottrell, and today I wanted to talk about making a plan. I think before I said what's the plan or something like that, but we're going to say making a plan, okay? Because it's so funny. What made me want to do this video called Making a Plan is because, with the new year and everything else that's been going on, we've been like, oh, this is my New Year's resolution. These are the things that I want to do this year. And there's nothing wrong with setting goals, but we need to make sure they're realistic goals. And when I say realistic, I don't mean that God being the God of abundance, making things happen in a day couldn't happen. I mean that instead of us saying things like, okay, so please don't be mad at me for saying this, but I'm saying this to prove a point or to set an example or to show as an example. We can't just be like, I want to lose 50 pounds in a week. You could lose 50 pounds in a week in a really extremely unhealthy way. There's no healthy way besides surgery that you could lose 50 pounds that quickly. So when you make these goals or you have a plan for your life, you have to make sure that it is realistic, that you're doing it with a healthy mindset, that you're not looking at it as a quick fix scheme. You're looking at it as a strategic plan to better your life. And I only say that because I see so many people disappoint themselves because they are so focused on this extreme goal that they forget the little steps that they have to take to make it there. They forget that, oh, instead of me just being able to do XYZ to get to the next stage, let me do A and then skip to Z. Like, you can't do that. You have to go through the journey for a reason. The reason why God doesn't just give you something abruptly is because in the journey, He's molding you. He's breaking those toxic things off of you. He's introducing you to people who will take you to the next level. He's taking your mind, body, and soul to another level. He's allowing you to grow and learn from your missteps, from your mistakes, from things that you do in life that aren't guiding you towards the path that God set forth for you. And in order for you to learn that, you have to go at it slow and steady. Am I saying that it's going to take 20 years for you to accomplish something that God has for you and your purpose? Absolutely not. What I'm saying is you have to be intentional every day. You can't just, God is not just a genie in a bottle. He is God. And yes, He can do exceedingly and abundantly above all else, but He is not your wish machine. He is a God who will be there to comfort you. He's there to guide you. He's there to be with you always, to show you what true love really is, to show you what your worth really is and how special you are to Him, to show you that you're stronger than you think you are, to show you that no matter what comes against you, no weapon formed against you shall ever prosper. That is what God is here for. He's not here for you to say, I wish for $1 million. I wish for the husband that I want. Like, God's not going to bless you with those things, because I'm not saying He's not going to bless you with $1 million, but He's just not going to give it to you while you're not being a good steward of the finances that He's already blessed you with. If you're out there balling out of control, just splurging, He's not going to be giving you extra money to splurge more, to be at your own demise. He would be wanting you to be a good steward already, so that when He gives you more, He knows that He could trust you with it. So, same thing with the guy. He's not just going to send you some guy when you're still broken. And when I say broken, please don't take that offensively. I think any person who doesn't take the time to heal, any person who rushes into relationships, any person who has toxicity within themselves that they haven't took the time to heal or to deal with that kind of trauma or that type of pain or that type of past events in their life is broken, because you can't be pieced together. You can't allow God to piece you together if you're holding on to that toxicity. You can't allow God to use you as a testimony if you're acting as if everything is okay. And the only way that we're going to get better is if we make a plan. It's if we are being intentional with our lives and we're staying focused on God and making realistic goals. And again, I'm not saying that God isn't the God of abundance and can't do exceedingly and abundantly above all else. I'm saying that when it comes to things like wishing for someone when you're not healed, you have to heal. Are you going to be perfect? Absolutely not. But the toxicity, the things that you are holding on to, the codependency that you still haven't broken off of you, or whatever else it is that's lingering around you, is not ever going to make a healthy relationship. It doesn't matter how badly you pray. If you are still broken, if you still haven't allowed God to be a part of that hole deep in your soul, there is nothing that is going to make the new relationship healthy. There is nothing that's going to make you feel like you could be vulnerable with someone else. There's nothing that will ever make you feel like you can show a piece of you to someone new so that they can actually get to know you. And I only say this because I know from experience. I was the type of person who would always be invulnerable. I would always have up this wall. I would always push people away. I would, in the past, always, whenever I could feel someone get close, I would say or do something to push the person away because I wouldn't want anyone to get too close to me, because I would be so afraid that they were going to destroy me. They were going to break me from top to bottom. They were going to manipulate my mind, break my heart, and then have me physically exhausted. I know it sounds extreme, but seriously, when the wrong person comes into your life, the damage that they can do on your mind, body, and soul is undescribable sometimes. Sometimes it's something that's so horrible, so vengeful, so toxic that it makes it really hard to ever trust the love or even be in a. I haven't even talked to anybody, really. Like, have I had conversations with people? Yes, stuff like that. I haven't really talked to anybody. And it's been, what, 2 years? Like, I know some people are like, that's been a long time. It's time for you to get up and dust yourself off and just go out there. It's not that. I have to say this because people say this all the time, and I'm like, I unintentionally meet people every time I leave the house. It's not like, it's not a brag or anything like that. I'm just saying, for people that are like, oh yeah, you could totally just meet people. There are people everywhere. Or for the people that say that there are no good people, you need to stop telling yourself that. There are good people all over the place, and I'm about to meet all of them. Any person that I need to come encounter, that I need to come encounter with, come in contact with, to encounter in my life, that will help me break something off or help me so that I can be better for the person that God has for me, let it happen. You know what I'm saying? And so I want to make sure that we are talking positively to ourselves. Don't just say it's no good women or men out here, because it's plenty of good women and men. But when you look at it at that mindset, the type of women and men that you're going to attract are going to be those ones that you don't want, because you are the one that's putting off that energy. You're the one who's attracting those type of people because you're not there yet. Either you're not healed yet, or because you feel like every person is the Satan. Like, not every person is Satan. So you need to know that you're one bad person, or whoever it is that broke your heart is a person that's like that. Not every person is going to be like that. And you have to open your mind to understand that God can make anything happen. And again, not the 50 pounds in a week thing. I'm talking about I'm talking about when you are healing, when you're meeting people who God actually intends to be a part of your life. Because why wouldn't God want you to have a kingdom relationship? It'll benefit the kingdom. People will be able to see it as a blessing. It'll be hope and faith for other people. Not that they should have hope and faith in a relationship, but sometimes it's good to actually see a healthy, whole relationship instead of all this toxicity that the world shows us every day. You don't know what God is going to use in you to bless somebody else. So don't ever talk badly about yourself or make yourself feel or make it seem like you are not who God created you to be. Every time I talk to somebody and they talk about something that they can't do, and it's so crazy because when I meet people, I always think of them being able to do anything. And it's not that I'm just like this overly hopeful person. You see how I am with my life. Like, I trust in God, and I know God got me in everything that I do. That's it. Even when I don't trust myself, I trust God. You know what I'm saying? And so I might not know what I'm doing, but God knows exactly what I need to do. He knows the people I need to meet to learn it. He knows people I need to call to learn to be more experienced in whatever position or whatever field it is that I need. He knows that I can ask for help with the certain people that He will present in my life so that they will help me to become a better person, to move to the next level. As long as God is in my life, I have everything that I need. And I really, I really want to reiterate, we don't have to share people. I know, I know there's going to be a lot of people that are angry about that, that I might hear from in the streets or whatever else. But seriously, we don't have to share people. There are plenty of people to go around, because a lot of people just want to be single because they've dealt with a lot of crap and they just don't feel like ever dealing with it again. So that leaves an opportunity for all the other people that are going to be single, that are going to be looking for somebody just like you. So don't ever feel like this scarcity mindset that there's not enough good men or women in the world, or you have to share this person, or you and somebody else have to go head to head over some person who didn't have enough decency or respect for you to choose one person, you know? And I know I say that, and a lot of people are going to be really offended and upset about it, but it is what it is. You know, it is what it is. Like, God has specific things that He's appointed for you in your life. If God chose this thing for you, He is not trying to be making you fight against somebody else for some person. You know, He's not trying to make you be this division thing that we have is not God. That is absolutely the adversary. God would never intend for us to all be split up and separate and just at odds with one another. He intended for us to work together so that we could be better, to find better solutions, to do things in a better way. He never intended for us to go at each other for a position, a person, place, or thing. If the position, like, there are some competitions and positions to get a job, but if God wants you to have that job, you will have it. If God wants you to have this person, you will have it. You don't have to do the most. You don't have to be all extra. And this is where I I fall short sometimes, because sometimes I'll know that I want to do something in life, and instead of me just being like, okay, God got this, sometimes I have to catch myself, because I'll feel myself like, oh, let me hurry up and do this, or let me go do this. And then I have to remind myself that God got this. Like, why are you about to do the most for no reason? Like, if this is what God has for you, this job, this person, this thing, then you're going to be able to get it. It doesn't matter if it's the only, let's say, Porsche 911 Turbo that's in the lot, and they don't even make any more anymore. All of a sudden, God's going to have a person sell that car to you because He wants you to have it, because it was for you. And this is like a bad example, but seriously, like, I'm just saying it to hit the point home, because I think it's important for us to understand that what God has for us is for us. It's not for us and 12 other people. It's not for us so that we can be in competition with someone else. It's not for us so that, but what God has for us is for us. The name of the last video is making a plan. So we don't have to be at war with other people just to get what it is that God has for us, because God would never want us to be in a situation where we feel like we are scarcity minded, where we feel like we're at lack of something, because God is the God of abundance. He would never intend for us to have to live like that, to be stressed out, to be worried, to be always feeling like we're in competition with something or someone else. He wants us to not covet anything. He wants us to be grateful and thankful for the things that He has already destined for us, the things that He's appointed to be a part of our lives. And in order for us to do that, we have to be thankful and grateful. We have to be focused on being ourselves, being our best version of ourselves, healing in the ways that God intended for us to. So when we meet the person, when we enter the job, when we are in our purpose, we can influence the right people. We can really be speaking life into the right people. We can be intentional about the type of life that we're living. Instead of trying to be like someone else, we can be like ourselves. And then the right people who need to hear it, the right person who God has appointed for you, who He has graced for you, will be a part of your life. And I don't know if you watched that last video or the video before, but God will spin the block for you. You might feel like you lost out on something, or you were so focused on your career or something that you didn't give somebody a real chance. But God will spin the block and make the opportunity come back if it's for you. He will never make you feel at lack of anything. If something is for you, and I mean it's good for you, it's healthy for you. I, in the past, had things that were not good for me and I wanted them, but I didn't need them in my life. And I could, everything makes sense. Like, this is so crazy. This is one person or this one thing, everything lined up perfectly. Like, My people who really matter to me, like really love this thing or what this person, the jobs, the cars, the house, the mindset, the equally yoked, the like everything seems like it's perfect. But in my mind, I'm not at peace when I'm around this person. I feel like I feel a lack of something if I don't have this person. I feel like I know this sounds crazy, but other women or men probably can relate to this. I really truly feel like I'm at war with myself when I'm with this person. Like I want it, but I don't need it. Like nothing is wrong with this person. They do absolutely nothing wrong. So it's so weird that I would even feel this way. I feel like a little bit of insecurity when I'm with them because I feel like I don't want to ask for what it is that I need because I feel like they already have so much other stuff going on that I don't want to like trouble them with what it is that I'm going through. And so like I deal with it on my own and then I pour into them and I feel like I have nothing, like I'm not getting anything. And not that they're not doing anything, they're just not doing what I would want them to do, which is which is another issue in itself because you can't expect someone to be something that you want them to be. They're going to be themselves. So you have to be comfortable with someone being who they are. And if you feel like you need to change someone, that person is not for you. And so, and it's weird because I didn't want to change this person at all. I just wanted the person to read my mind and it to be at a certain, like, I don't know what was wrong with me. Like, it's so weird. This is the only person that makes me feel this way. Every person that I encounter, I can encounter like other people that will come into my life and it's just like, okay, whatever. It's just another day in the neighborhood. But with this person, for some reason in my mind, it's hard to let go. I don't know if that makes any sense. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about this person. And then I try to think about the fruit that it bears having this person be a part of my life. And I've been so standoffish. I haven't even allowed this person a chance anyways. And then I think that we're in the same position because I'm nothing. I don't know how to describe it, but I just you could want something for your life, and that could not be what God has for your life. And it could make absolutely no sense at all. You could be fine with this person, but what God has for you is exceedingly and abundantly above all else. If you feel like you're settling with this person, then they're probably not the person for you. If you feel like you are forgetting everything that is important to you, they're probably not the person for you. And it could not be that they're a bad person or anything like that. It could just be because your mind is solely focused on that and it's not focused on other things. And you could be trying to do other things and just forgetting everything because you have so much. And maybe if you're like me, I like to plan stuff all day long. Like I have chock full days every single day. So me allowing another person to be a part of my life is like I don't want to say it's I don't want to say it's hard or anything like that. It's just like that part of my brain that's like work, 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 family, church, sermons, work is like, oh, it's another person. Like, I gotta find a space in my mind so that this person can go there where it doesn't preoccupy me reading the Bible every day. It doesn't preoccupy me being focused in sermons because my mind is drifting. It doesn't preoccupy me when I'm at work and I feel distracted because I'm thinking about if this person is okay or how they're doing. Like I need to make sure that wherever this person fits in my mind is in an area that I have enough space to be able to allow them to be a part of my life. And sometimes, like I said, it could be absolutely nothing wrong. Everything could seem fine. And it's just either you're not healed or God has better for you. And I know you're probably thinking, how could God have better? This seems like the best thing that I've come across, right? And you could think that, but better compared to who? I only say that because this girl that I watched a long time ago that kind of helped me through my healing journey, she said that one day. And it really made me think, like it hit my mind as I was thinking about different things. And I was like, that's true. Better than what? Is it better than the toxic old relationship? Because that doesn't say much. It really doesn't. You could feel like it's better because you're doing two things better than somebody else. But if you're still not getting what you need, that's not gonna work. It's not. No matter how many times you try to make excuses in your head, like especially as women, we know when that's not the person for us, or that person is not helping in our life, or it's not bearing any fruit. But we try to make these excuses or try to say like it's something that we did, or we need to do something differently, or whatever else. But you can't change. You can't change what is meant to happen. You can't make someone fit into your life. They either fit or they don't. It's a natural flow when it's God. God is not trying to make you make a unmatched puzzle piece match into a whole different puzzle. He's trying to make sure that everything is cohesive. He wants to make sure that everything in your life makes sense. That it And I'm not saying it's going to be rainbows and butterflies. I'm just saying that he would never want to put more on you so that you're more stressed out than for you to feel joy and peace. And if the person is making you feel confused, conflicted, or whatever else, then that is not God. And sometimes we wait for a big answer, like we want God to say yes or no, and maybe the person's personality is showing you a no. Maybe the person's inconsistency is showing you a no. Maybe the person's, I don't know, like when a person wants you, there's this guy who says when a person wants you, you will know. I haven't met one person that wants me for real. So I don't know what that feels like. But I guess apparently it's totally different. I don't know. But I only say that because I haven't had. Mm, do I want to say that? I'm trying to think back because I don't want to unintentionally lie on this video. I'm trying to think. No, there's been like, there's been a very small few of men who have actually been intentional, who have seemed like that. But again, I have not dated anyone since high school besides the guy that I was with. So I have no idea how it is out here in these streets in the real world when you're out of school. Because when you're in school, it's not like you're doing other stuff. You see people every day. So the whole ghosting thing, it was like they would have to ignore you in the hallway and everything. You know, you don't just like get ghosted and then never hear from anybody. And also, like if I don't hear from someone in 3 days, I know right away that they're not the person for me. Like they don't care about me that much. I'm just a person who they were attracted to, you know? So, I mean, I know that. And so that helps a lot. But the guy said that you'll know when someone's really into you. In this stage of my life, with me being single, I have people hit on me all the time or ask me for my number all the time. Every time I leave the house and go somewhere, I haven't had one person, not one. Can I say that for real? Because there was that one person, but I was still healing when I met that person. Ever since I have been, how many times am I going to change the statement? But listen, ever since I have been single and I have felt like I might be ready to start dating, I have not met one person who has intentionally been trying to pursue me or who has seemed like they're interested in that way at all. Not one person. And I know you're probably saying, well, how do you meet all these people? That's exactly why I said do not covet anybody else. Because I meet some women and they're like, oh, you're so lucky you get hit on all the time. Or they'll be like, yeah, we know you get attention, because I'll be out and about and my friend might be on the other side and I might be by myself going to go do something or whatever. And then we meet back up and they see this guy talking to me or something. And they're like, yeah, we know you get hit on all the time. And I'm like, and how many guys do I really name one guy that I really talk to like that. That is really intentionally trying to get to know me. Oh, you have nothing to say? Nothing? There's not one? Okay. I just want to make sure we clarify that because it doesn't really matter if it's 1,000 guys. Not one of them has pursued me at all. So it doesn't matter. None of those thousands of guys matter at all. And I say thousands just being extreme. I should really say like 100 plus, but it really doesn't matter. It's no number that you can really put on it because none of those people are people that I'm with anyway. So, it is what it is. And I know I sound like real aggressive when I just said that. I didn't mean to come off like that. I'm just saying it to prove a point because you should never be jealous of what anybody else has, because I shared this in another video, but this is literally how it feels to me when that happens. When guys come up and ask me for my number, like, I've been better at it now. Now I feel a little more healed. But as soon as a guy comes up to me and he asks for my number or he talks to me or whatever else, I legit feel this soul crushing pain, like, flicker in my mind, like the pain that I felt after I broke up with my last ex. And every time, that's the type of pain that that it's like a little like it jolts my whole body. I feel it through my whole body, just like this excruciating pain of heartbreak. And the person will be talking to me and whatever else, and I'm like, yeah, okay, and I'm still nice and everything, but that's what I feel every time some guy comes up to talk to me. I just imagine that type of pain again. And so I know it's probably, and now do you wish that you could feel that every time somebody hits on you? Exactly. So it's just, it's not, either way, it doesn't feel good, because if you're not getting hit on, it feels like something's wrong with you, or you're being ignored, or you're doing something wrong. If you are getting hit on and you're dealing with my issue that I used to deal with, I don't know about now because I haven't really been anywhere, because and then when I go places, I've been like trying to like pretend like I'm on the phone or something so that I don't have to deal with that again, because I know I'm probably going to miss the person. I won't miss the person that God has for me because he'll spin the block. But I just, I just, in January, while I was fasting and stuff, I just didn't have enough energy to give to somebody else. I just didn't. I did that. I wasn't online at all, really. I just kind of took some time. I did like my YouTube post because I'm supposed to be serving and I wanted to help other people. But when it came to like the other social media platforms, I was on there like once a week or every 3 days or something like that. And every Sunday I would post something like that was inspirational. But other than that, I just didn't want to be distracted. And so I didn't want to have to worry about like the DMs or anything else. I just kind of wanted to focus on God and just being grateful to God. And so I just, man, I was serious about that. I'm still serious about it. I just want to make sure I make the right decision, because I couldn't trust myself in the past to pick the right person. And I would hate to have to go through something like that again. And I know this time God is with me. And I would like to pretend like it's easier because I know God got my back. But I'm still a human being. And I don't know if when I hear or see red flags, if I'm going to know, or if I'm going to make the same mistake again. I want to make sure that I'm being truly intentional with my life, with the type of work that I'm doing, with the type of people that I allow to be a part of my life, that God allows to get through. And I try to always pray to God, like, God, just give me the strength to have healthy standards and boundaries, to realize when people are like the red flags, to allow them to be super bright red, because I won't see them any other way. Like, if you got to block the person and allow them to trip and scrape their knee before they can get a chance to get to me, do whatever you take to make sure that nobody that is not supposed to be a part of my life is not a part of my life. I don't want anybody there who God doesn't intend to know or be around me at all, because I don't have the time or the patience to have to deal with that again. I don't want, and I know you're probably thinking I'm going to miss out on the right people, but I also prayed, God, allow me to be vulnerable enough to allow that person to get to know me, if you intend for them to be a part of my life. I don't want anything that's not God at all. And so I have to be intentional. So let's go ahead and stop the video here, because I've been on here a while since the first video, got full, and then this video. And usually what I would be able to do is I would go through my app and I would upload more videos and everything else. So I have to go on there and at least do that tomorrow, or because tomorrow I probably won't have time because I got to go to this thing with my family. So, and I'm going to be doing church in the morning. So, and then today I have a class. I have to leave in about an hour, so I have to change because I'm doing this other class that is something that I used to be afraid of, or something that, I really wasn't comfortable doing. But now I'm going to do it, and I'm going to take a class to learn how to do it the proper way. And I think it's really going to help me in that area so that I can be more comfortable doing that. And then anytime I have a fear, anytime something's in my life that feels like it's like a stumbling block or whatever else, I want to make sure that I face it head on. I don't want anything to control my life. I want to be in control of my life. I want to allow God to guide my footsteps so I can do everything that He intends for me to do and for me to be intentional. So, in conclusion, we need to make a plan. We need to make sure that we are being realistic with the goals that we are setting. We're not trying to lose 50 pounds in 1 week. We are losing a pound a week or whatever else it is that you're comfortable with. Because if you do something quick and fast, it's not going to be sustainable. When I did my weight loss journey, a lot of people don't know, but I gained like a ton of weight for me. Nobody said I was overweight or anything else, but my lungs were not functioning properly. And the doctor told me I needed to make sure I was walking at least 2 miles a day so that my lungs could get back up to where they needed to be. And it was dangerous. It was bad. And so ever since then, I've been intentional. And when I was losing weight, I did this 28-day fix, not to shout them out, but it really did bless me. I did the military diet first, the first 3 days. Then I did the 21-day fix. And in 21 days, it says you lose a pound a day or something like that. That might not be your goal. You might lose a pound a week. It depends on your body composition. And also sometimes you gain muscle. And what I really liked about the 21-day fix is it measured your arms, it measured your waist, it measured your stomach, it measured your breast and your hips. And so every week, even when I was the same weight, I would lose like 2 or 3 inches or half an inch or whatever else. So I could actually see the progress that I was doing instead of feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm still this weight. No, I gained muscle. So of course I'm going to be that weight. So you have to be realistic and look at it in that standpoint. You have to really focus on, okay, why do you want to lose weight? I wanted to lose weight because I was out of breath and I could barely make it up 6 steps without like literally huffing and puffing. I was so out of breath because I wasn't getting any exercise. I wasn't doing anything healthy with my body. And so that, and then I wanted to be able to run around with my daughter. I wanted to be able to do like active stuff. And I couldn't do anything active if I was just sitting around. So it allowed me, now that I exercise, I can run. Like if I'm in a rush for something, I can literally run if I need to. I could literally do all of these extra classes because my doctor would approve it because I'm in good health. I'm in like great health. And so I try to make sure that I was intentional with why I was losing weight and realistic about the amount of weight that I was going to lose or the inches that I was going to lose on my waist or whatever else. And so because I was doing things a healthy way and at a steady pace, it allowed